So we got another 5-pack. It looks like we've got now a Drift 5-pack. So looks like there's a couple of good cars in here. A car that definitely needs to be in here. And so, yeah, let's place it up here with the pantheon of already great 5-packs that you probably already have, being that you have the Nissan and you have this Fast and Furious one. So I thought we'd just take a closer look, since I've already opened this up, and let's take a look at this thing called drifting. So drifting is a big deal, and something that, well, Hot Wheels thought enough to make a pack about it. We got a movie in 2006 called Tokyo Drift, right? A Fast and the Furious film. And so what's all this drifting stuff anyway? Well, it all starts with a car like this. This, let me show you the bottom so you guys can see this, is a Toyota AE86. And wow, I am absolutely happy that we got this car because, well, this is a car that the king of drifting drove. And then, of course, we know about Initial D out there. And if you haven't, you can certainly look up Initial D. It was an animation and a manga that you could read, an animation film, kind of loosely based around a name you need to know. Keiichi Tsuchiya. That's who drove this car. That's who loved this car. Was almost one with this car and knew exactly what to do with this car when this car was created. Now, the origins of drifting started or was traced back to the 1970s and the 1980s, somewhere in that time frame. And what you'll see is that it was these mountain roads of Japan where you had these street racers, which by then it would have been illegal, of course, to do this, known as the Hashiriya, who would engage in this technique of oversteering into the corners on the Touge, which is sliding this car all around these winding mountain passes. In fact, Hot Wheels has done a mountain drift series. So this car is the car that Tsuchiya, also known as the Doriken, which means Drift King, drove. Now, in this one, as you can see, as we take a look at this, you'll see that it has the right side drivers in it. We see that it's got the ample decals here on the side, or tampos. They didn't do anything with the painting of the details in the front. All right, put these gray wheels on it. Tampo continues all the way throughout. They don't do the back necessarily, but you do get this piece, which is the base, kind of coming through the back here. So this is kind of interesting. And of course, there it is. So this car, very interestingly enough, was just a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that was rear-wheel drive. The normal Corolla was a front-wheel drive, but this was a rear-wheel drive. And this is what the Drift King himself, Tsuchiya, used to win multiple races, eventually become a hero, doing something that was basically criminal in Japan, which is street racing, and especially a lot of street racers would do it at night down those narrowing passes. And some of those passes, oh my gosh, it was crazy. Some of those passes had about 180 turns over a 7-mile stretch. Also in there is this. You don't have the drifting without that Toyota to even get this Viper. And I love this one. I love the tampos here on this one. They didn't necessarily do all the paint in the front, but that's okay. And there's the side view of this. No details necessarily in the back, but they went with the purple with the yellow, I guess, tint on the windows, and I guess inside also as well. So this is the car that is in position number 1. And for those who want to see the bottom, there it is. Check out this Dodge Viper Drift. Now, here's the car I could do without, because you know how Hot Wheels is. They've got to stick in some car like this. This is like a fantasy car. So I don't even know what this is. I'm looking on the bottom there. I can't see it, but this was just kind of tossed in there to be drift styled. So you got same size wheels there. There's the Hot Wheels Tampo. At least the Tampo looks cool. You got a little scoop here up on the top of the hood that's also see-through, so you can see some of the interior to this car. And as you can tell, it is right side driver. So they definitely meant this to be drift. And, well, you get one. It's in there. Now, I'm a big Mopar fan, so I'm kind of digging the fact that there are 2 Mopars in this drift pack. Although I think it would have been nicer if they'd have put, the Nissan 2000 GT in there. That's a car that would have been a big drifter back then as well as the RX-7s. But hey, we got what we got. We got a Mopar, so there you go. You got this nice Tampo going across. You got the blue wheels, same size tires here. So no details necessarily there in the front. Livery continues all the way around. Right? And then you get the big drift wing, if you will. And of course, there's this hood scoop up here. So you've got one here on the hood and one on the roof, I should say, of the car. So that's kind of interesting. So this shows up. And so for those who want to see the bottom, there it is. You see it. It just says Dodge Charger Drift. Dodge Charger Drift is all it says. So that's kind of interesting. So that's there. And now we get a Ford. So we get another American car. So this one on the Tampo just says Drift on the doors. You got the HW for Hot Wheels. You got the yellow paint, gold wheels, same size, not big in the front, little in the back, right? You wouldn't want that when you're trying to drift, right? You're trying to keep that thing as stable as possible. There's the front end. And look at that livery going all the way across the top, right? Look at that. And what is that? It says Diary. Yeah. So here we go. Look at that. So the livery continues and no details necessarily in the back except for here on the wing, right? And it says Diary. Looks like Diary to me. So there we go. And as you can see inside, you got the red interior. This is an American one because it's got the left side driving, but you can see the roll cage inside. So it's definitely a car made for racing, definitely made for speed. And there we go. All right, and so for those that want to see the base, there you see it, the custom 12 Ford Mustang. All right. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little special feature on just this Hot Wheel Drift package. So what do you think? Is it as good as the Nissan? Do you think it's as good as the Fast and Furious? Where do you rank this one with the 5 packs that have come out this year? Certainly this is a good pack. And also, we have some new members that I need to go ahead and give a shout out to at this time. All right, just like that, we need to go ahead and do our shout outs to the new subscribers. So that would be Sharks1420, Angel Aguilera, and Mr. Sensitivity. Thank you for subscribing. Now, the phrase that pays, you know what it is, collect what you love what you collect, and you will have fun in this hobby. And so now, let's go ahead and check out The Crawl.